So I didn't have time to make a video last night, and I don't have time to make a video tonight. So naturally, I'm on set recording this video rant real quick for you guys. So this isn't scripted. I'm just going to be giving a little lay of the land of the situation that went down last night in the Neopets fan community. Huge shout out to my coworkers for setting up this set. I saw some pieces in place, and I said, hey, can I borrow that for like 5 minutes? So we spent like the last half an hour setting it up. Like I said, I didn't have any time. So anyways, so here's what happened in the world of Neopets merchandising. As some of you may be aware, San Diego Comic-Con's not happening in person this year. They're doing San Diego Comic-Con at home. And part of the Neopets Comic-Con booths, they've done them for 2 years. The last 2 years they've had booths. I went in 2018. I saw the booth. I got the cute little merch stuff they're handing out. They're handing out codes and stuff like that. Part of it is they release exclusive merch at Comic-Con. Since it's happening at home, they're selling the merch online. What happened was Neopets partnered with a company, let me just check their name real quick. It's called comicbookjewelry.com. Comicbookjewelry.com mainly makes jewelry related to like the Marvel fandom. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Disney adults, but they spend a little bit of money, so they've got kind of big budgets. And when it comes to Neopets merch, I'm not quite sure if you want to price it in the same realm, but they are creating the Neopets jewelry. What are we seeing? We're seeing some necklaces and we're seeing some beads. And these were teased through the Neopets official account yesterday on July 21st, 2020. At first, I looked through these, I thought, it's not really for me, the price point's out of my budget. However, it was shortly brought to my attention that some of the art, the Shoiru pendant on the Shoiru necklace, was traced from art from Pseudo-Rado. Who is Pseudo-Rado? Pseudo-Rado was a website that hosted fan art that was pretty popular in the aughts. This isn't the first time that I've talked about Neopets taking artwork from Pseudo-Rado and then not crediting it. The first time was the Korbat spring toy, and I made a video. You could check that out. There was a second time where they used Pseudo-Rado art on a banner. So this is the third time, and it's in jewelry. So it's a Shoiru pendant jewelry piece. I would argue that it is a straight up tracing of the fan art. And this piece is going for, I believe, $125. Pseudo-Rado no longer exists in the way that it did back in the day. Now the artist is a professional artist, and her Instagram handle is Kutsuku. And I have not heard any statements from her. Somebody in the know reached out to her, and she said that she was in conversation with the comic book jewelry company. Just checking to make sure that's the right name, comicbookjewelry.com. So the end of last night, I saw that there was an update in the description of the jewelry pendant on the website that lists that it is inspired by fan art. I've been listening to some of the conversations happening on the Facebook page and on Instagram, and there seems to be a little bit of confusion. I saw this as well with the Korbat spring toy about who owns fan art. And I often hear this claim that the copyright owner owns fan art, and that's not necessarily true through fair use. I'm not a lawyer. However, I did take a media law class that was required as part of my degree. And, I've specifically spoken to lawyers about the Korbat spring toy case when that happened. And it's not really a case because Neopets didn't really pursue anything. Pseudo-Rado didn't seem to publicly pursue anything. However, what had happened was art was used without permission. And that caused a little bit of outrage in the community because it's user-generated content that wasn't submitted to Neopets to be used that way. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. Okay, so it's not about the legal question so much because the way that fan art works under fair use is that the copyright owner can pursue any money that's made or request that the fan art is taken down. However, it does not dictate that the copyright owner can use that content, those derivative works, in any way that they please. That's not proven, per se. That is not the law of the land. What we would expect to see is some kind of verbal agreement or permission. If the fan art had been uploaded to the Neopets website, the rights possibly would have changed and the ownership would shift to neopets.com, and they would have the permission to do whatever they want with the content. An example that people are bringing up is the Moroccan Lutari. As some of you may know, that art existed in fan art form before it became the official illustration for the Moroccan Lutari. The Neopets team received explicit permission from the artist before using it. So it's not an apples to apples comparison. It's not a similar case. The final thing that I wanted to touch upon was how they arrived at this price point, because it was like a little bit of a turnoff at first for me, but at the same time, this jewelry is made in the United States. It is not solid gold, it is plated gold, for those of you who were wondering. It is made in the United States, which does run it a premium cost in order to do such a thing. But also, this company has to price jewelry in line with other products that they make. And if they're making products for the Marvel Disney adult community, then they can afford to price it at a higher amount. And I understand that. I get that pricing is a mechanism of marketing. I understand that. And when you're engaging with a new audience for the first time, you're going to price things based off of what you know. And they know that that price works with a different audience. So they're going to test, move from there. For me, what I don't agree about the pricing is just, I don't think it's the right pricing for this audience. I do see people who are excited to purchase these pieces, and all the power to you. I'm sitting here with some merch that I've bought myself. This is the pillow I bought, not the one that was mailed to me. I've got the rug as well in front of me. You can't see it. The carpet. This is just a little bit outside of my budget. I do think that most of the Neopets usership, Neopians, are millennials, and millennials are really getting hurt right now by the pandemic, and I don't really see this being the right price point, but that is totally subjective and biased to my experience. If I moved things around in my budget, which I hadn't planned to do, yes, I could afford it, but it's, it doesn't seem like the right price point for me. I just kind of wanted to make this video real quick so you guys know what's going on with the situation. Huge thanks to my coworkers, Josh Felt, Josh McNew, and AJ Meadows for setting up this set. I just kind of wandered in and was like, hey, can I use this? And they're like, yeah, let's get this set up right now. So they pulled out that color for me. Very cool, very fun. Leave your comments below on how you feel about this situation. This is the third time that this has happened to Sudorado, also known on Instagram as Kutsuku. And if I was that artist, I would be so frustrated by now. I wonder how she feels about this entire situation. This is the third time that her art's been used without credit. And it's just is it worth it? Anyways, let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this format. Bye.